Hey guys, we are off the press, and I'm Amanda Parks, and this is Marty Logan, and I'm sure you guys know him. And this is Kyle Wilson, and Kyle will be taking over Marty's spot, actually, storm
That's correct.
chasing.
Yep, here in Northwest Oklahoma, and I mean really all of News 9's DMA area. So,
can you tell us a little bit about your roots in the area and what made you want to go storm chasing?
sure. I was born in Stillwater. Early on in my life, we moved out here to Northwest Oklahoma. My grandma and grandpa, Ted and Mary Kyle, they lived out here. They owned the Star Model here in Woodward. I've lived here all my life. Grew up in Moreland, graduated from Moreland. So
Cool. So was it your dad that was going to actually go with Marty?
That's
when
correct.
I was talking with him?
Yep.
Okay. How
Yep.
did you get into that?
So Marty actually called me one day and wanted my dad's phone number. And we kind of got to talking, and I kind of told him, my dad has been pretty busy. He got a new job. He really not, in town. And I think the conversation got brought up about me going with you.
Well, I found out you chased, and
Yeah,
you knew about
yeah.
weather, and I thought, okay, well then how
The
it's
gears
going
started
downhill,
turning.
and we started talking, and I thought, darn, maybe we ought to try this. So we did,
Yeah.
and it worked great.
Here we are.
But also, aren't you a volunteer firefighter? Or
Career firefighter.
Okay.
Firefighter here in Woodward. So
okay.
full time
Yeah.
doing that.
And you
So.
also do Crystal Christmas, and he was like a part of the Elks Rodeo.
Yep.
So you're a busy guy.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So you guys are actually going out today.
We are.
Yeah, we just got the notification. We'll have some rain and hail maybe this afternoon.
Yeah.
And some places east of us have had quite a bit of rain, so concerned there might be some minor flooding. So this is the last one for me.
Okay.
And tomorrow, Friday, I will be at Oklahoma City at the station.
Okay.
And we have a machine called a DeGero in the back of my truck that's connected to 3 cell phone companies. And that's the way that we get the picture back to Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
That will be pulled out of my truck tomorrow. And then in the future, week or two, then Kyle will go down and they'll put it into his truck.
Okay.
And we have been working together I told him probably in February, I said, I can tell that it's time that I move on. It's going to be time for you to step up. And this was our plan, folks. When I came back 3 years ago, my job for me, it was to find somebody to take my place.
Mm-hmm.
And so when Kyle stepped in the truck and we chased for about a month, I thought, he already knows more than I do about weather. He knows more about computers.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he got to talk on air 2 or 3 weeks ago. And like he said, the first time, you don't even remember what you said.
Yeah.
and that's the way it works.
Yeah.
And I said, after you do it enough times, it just flows and you can do it. And whenever you're on air and you've got the earpiece on and they go, Lacey will go, Marty, you got 10 seconds. Val, you got 10 seconds. And whenever they throw it to you and you've already seen baseball-sized hail and you have a wall cloud and you saw some flooding, you've got to put all that into 10 seconds.
Right.
And so it's got to be quick, concise, and no fluff, But now, and he will find out, he probably likes it too. When they say wall to wall, in the TV world, that means no commercials.
Okay.
And when you hear it in your earpiece, we're going wall to wall. Especially Val and I, we love talking. And we get to expand more on what we're seeing and what we're doing. Brandon and all of them, Hank and Tom, Jeremy, we all can fill in the space. That's no problem. But that's whenever it's getting critical. It's life safety.
Yes.
You're getting into that aspect of it. So that's when we're going wall to wall.
Yeah. Right. That makes sense. And then,
Yeah.
anything else we got going on today?
Well, I told Kyle the other day, whenever he's got I've been there 32 years. So when he gets his 30 years in, I'll be 97. And so I still want to see him on TV. And then he can be looking for the replacement. On our lives are matched. He's a lieutenant. I was a lieutenant. 3 kids. Wives were both in the medical profession. And so we already know what the lifestyle's like because we've already had it twice this year. was it a week ago, Tuesday, we got home at 4 a.m. and you were on shift at 7 a.m.
Yeah,
Oh my.
turned around
And we had another chase that he said, we really can't stay very long. I've got to go on shift. And I go, uh-oh. And so we had to get back so he could get back on shift.
Yeah, right. At the fire department.
Mhm.
Right.
Yep,
yeah,
correct.
here. And see, and I was a professional firefighter like he is now, and I was a lieutenant. I mean, everything just works. It just works. And
Yeah.
also, a lot of the sponsors that I've got right now, I've told them who's taking my place, and I visit with them. He's talking to some sponsors tomorrow. And all of this is, we're hoping will just flow right over to Kyle.
Seamlessly.
I'm not holding anything back. I'm giving him everything, all the knowledge that I've got on all this. So our job is to save lives. And that's the main thing, is saving lives. And so he needs to have all the resources, monetary, equipment, everything to do the job.
Yes.
And I consider the tri-state area, because we've been up into Kansas, been over to Texas.
Colorado.
Yeah, we started in Colorado 3 years ago or 2 years
2
ago,
years ago.
and
Yeah.
brought 2 tornado-warned storms down into Cimarron County.
Mm.
And you would think, wow, nobody's watching out there.
Right.
The next year, I was at the convenience store there in Boise City, and a lady looks at me, and I had my 9 hat. She goes, I go, yeah, I'm him. She goes, we were listening to you on those tornado-warned storms because we were streaming it live.
Right.
So we can reach a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I know on Facebook, I have viewers in Great Britain, Australia. And, they give you a little chart on there. I stumble across it every once in a while. So
Well.
the www World Wide Web,
Mm-hmm.
it's a for real thing. So we have a lot of chasers that come
Yeah.
from, well, we met one this year from Italy.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
Who has homes they rent back in Italy. They come over here for 3 months. They rent a home in Oklahoma City.
Wow.
They own a car here. They come back and they chase storms for 3 months in
Wow.
Oklahoma.
That's really cool.
Well, all over. And then tour companies that if you want to spend $2,500 to $5,000 and pick the right tour company,
Yeah.
you can go chase.
Yes. Wow, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
really cool. So you're going to be on with News 9 here shortly, this week, next week?
I take
possibly?
over July 1.
Okay.
Once I get all the equipment set up in the truck,
Okay.
which hopefully is in the next week or 2.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, the engineers have to plumb all that, and it's probably a day-long job.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a wad of cables about that big around, has to go from the,
Hopefully
Top-
we don't get any crazy storms. Maybe
No.
Malcaster will be.
well, July and
Yeah.
August are usually pretty calm. But like
Okay.
went to Gary England's funeral last week,
Oh, yes, I'm so sorry.
and then he hired me in 1993.
Yes.
And I was talking to Lacey, and she said that
Which
Lacey Swope.
Okay.
Lacey said 7 weekends they have already been doing storm coverage. We
Mhm.
have been. And so you figure that up, there's about a 3-month span of storm season.
Mhm.
And that, when you're taking 7 weekends in your family, you're working straight through
Yeah.
and you don't plan
Mhm.
trips.
Right. Right.
Now also, we're not going too long, right?
Exactly.
We're good.
No. You're
Okay.
right.
Fire coverage. I used to just do storms, and I've expanded out here where I do a lot of things, and Kyle will probably try to do that also. But fire coverage. Last year, I had a gentleman text me and say the sheriff in Ellis County wanted to know if I could evacuate Shattuck Gage, Fargo. And so I knew who texted me, and I knew that it was true, and we
Mhm.
did that live on air.
Mhm.
And when you start doing things like that, you want to know that you can trust who's talking to you on
Right.
TV,
Yeah.
because the first thing I think of is who's COPD, who's on oxygen, who's wheelchair bound.
Right.
The firefighters are going to have to go to a house and physically get a hold of somebody and move them.
Yes.
And so it's a big deal, and all the kids and babies.
Yeah.
So it's not taken lightly when Kyle and I are doing this.
Yes.
This is a big deal, and you have to treat it. I did, and I know Kyle will, as firefighting, doing it the right way to save lives.
Yes.
And
it's
that's
a big
what,
responsibility.
yeah. Woodward 2012, talking about a tornado coming through Woodward. My insides were going like this, but you have to get it out on
Sure.
air.
Right.
and tell people where the tornado's going, and he'll be doing the same thing.
Well, I really appreciate you guys coming in, Marty and Kyle. And is there any questions from anybody early this morning? For Kyle?
Saved a lot of people and homes and livestock, Marty.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mackenzie Oldham.
Yeah, there's a lot that we do that, I mean, we get it weekly, daily, sometimes during the fires, especially when we're doing Facebook Live.
Yes.
And you don't have time to look at any questions and comments while you're doing live.
Yeah, no.
While we're doing the job.
You're in an emergency situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so I can't explain. I have 2 scanners. I have my phone that messages will come across, and if it's somebody that I know and I can trust, I read it, and sometimes I convey that onto the Facebook Live if it's a life safety issue.
Right.
And so also then I'm thinking, well, if I've got 80-mile-an-hour winds 2 miles down the lane, I know that somebody's got cattle, and I'm trying to warn, we're jumping ahead by miles trying to let the ranchers know, get them on wheat pasture or get them in a feed lot, someplace where it won't burn. There's a lot to this. It's and it's constantly changing and evolving.
Yeah, it's not just storm chasing.
No.
Definitely saving lives and
yeah, that's our job.
Yes.
Since 1979 for me.
Wow.
I mean, when I retire, I told my wife, I said, I have never had a job since 79 that I haven't been on 24-hour call.
Right.
Now, you're going to go from that. And she said, well, we're going to Colorado. Okay. But I won't have the Facebook because I'm going to be away from that. And hopefully Kyle will have that taken care of. And so it'll just be my 5,000 and that I take care of on my personal page because you're limited. There's 68,000 on the Channel 9 page, almost 69,000 that watch and listen. So
I know I have the News 9 app downloaded and the Woodward News app downloaded and then the radar scope, and it's all right there. And it's all the 3 apps that I really use and need. But when I first came here, I actually started following you on Facebook, and that's what everyone said was follow Marty Logan. And I know everyone has their meteorologists that they're all favorites of.
But if you got a hometown and they're in the fire service and they understand emergency, he's the guy, Kyle Wilson. That's the one you want.
So do we start following Kyle Wilson?
Well, that's the thing we're looking at is I'm not a computer person. Kyle is. He contacted some people with Channel 9 yesterday, and I'm going to talk to him tomorrow. We're hoping that we can change the face and everything on my page and put Kyle's over here.
Right.
And he can have all of my followers, which we want to do it that way. I've never worked so hard to give away a job. And Kyle and I have worked together for several months and figuring out logistics of how things should be done so we can make it as seamless as possible. So he'll have maybe 2 or 3 weeks that the equipment that needs to be put in, the engineers in Oklahoma City will put that in his truck. But it's a slow time. Should be slow time. And so they'll get that in there, get all the equipment in. I just gave him some equipment today that I pulled out yesterday saying, here, you need this. And then I have to take the rest of the equipment down to the station. And I'm hoping that I just say, okay, here's this. I have all the names and numbers that he needs, like on the Facebook Live and the Wi-Fi and a computer. No, I want them to say, okay. And I'm going to tell them, I said, and let's just transfer it. Just put Kyle's name. I'm going to box it all back up and bring it home and hand it to Kyle. I want it seamless. I want it to work. Yeah. So we get that done, and that way he can still be installing the few things I'm going to give him. And then whenever they get that done down at the city, Kyle will be breaking in and talking to you.
Out in the parking lot, you had him sign the News 9 emblem on the front hood.
Okay, so I told my wife I wanted all the grandbabies at the truck, and so we met down at Sealing and took some pictures, and we had the grandbaby up here on the hood, and for some reason I'd handed him a marker. Maybe somebody came by and I signed a picture for him. I don't But anyway, she was doing like this on the hood of the pickup, and there's that 9 emblem. And I said, yeah, let's just sign it.
Okay.
So all the family signed it. I had Kyle sign it. When I go to the station tomorrow, I'll have David and Lacey or whoever's there.
Mhm.
We'll sign that. And then over the weekend, I'll take my X-Acto knife and cut that out.
Oh, cool.
And then Monday, it'll be at a place here in Woodward, and they will take all that wrap off, and it will then be a white pickup again.
Okay.
When I will go
Won't
anywhere.
see Marty Logan.
No,
trucking
when I go
around
any
anymore.
when I go
It's
anywhere, there
bittersweet.
people won't be waving and hi or running to me wanting an autograph or something.
I don't know. I think maybe still.
They knew me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And for sure. And you'll have to definitely keep Kyle's face in your mind because
Mhm.
he will be the one out here in Northwest Oklahoma running all the behind the scenes stuff, actually.
For the next 30 years.
Right.
Yep.
So,
That's right.
well, thank you guys. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming in today.
Thanks for having us.
And we are off the press.